Have you ever played a game of hide-and-seek where the person hiding never wants to be found? Imagine that game, but instead of just you and your friends, the whole entire world is playing. And the people hiding aren't just anyone. They are a prince and a duchess who live in a giant mansion with beautiful gardens. For a long time, everything seemed like a perfect fairy tale. But lately, people are starting to point at the pictures and the stories and say, "Wait a minute, that doesn't look right." There is a big mystery floating in the air, like a thick fog that won't go away. It's about two small children, a boy named Archie and a girl named Lilibet. People are asking if the stories about how they were born are actually true. It sounds like something from a movie, right? But for Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, this is their real life. A man who writes books about secrets has just dropped a huge piece of news that is shaking the ground beneath their feet. Some people are even saying that the palace where the king lives is keeping a secret too. Today, we are going to dive deep into this mystery. We will look at why people are so suspicious and why Harry seems to be losing his cool while Meghan stays as calm as a statue. Grab a snack and get comfortable, because this royal mystery is about to get very wild. The things she says about the Portland hospital and the way the baby was born are just not true. It seems like the whole story was made up from the very beginning. Many people are now talking about Prince Harry and Meghan Markle and a big secret about how their children were born. This is not just a little rumor anymore. It is being talked about on the news and by almost everyone who follows the royal family. Some people wonder if the birth was real, or if another lady helped them have the baby, which is called a surrogate. Other people even think Meghan was wearing something under her dress to make it look like she was pregnant when she wasn't. But the most important thing is that Harry and Meghan did not tell the whole truth. Even Buckingham Palace, the place where the king lives, helped keep the secret. There was a big plan to hide what really happened when Prince Archie was born. Now, some people on the internet are saying even crazier things. They are saying the kids might not even be real, or that they were made by computers using something called AI. It is a very strange and confusing situation for everyone. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle really wanted to keep their children safe and away from all the noise and trouble of the world. They wanted Archie and Lilibet to have a quiet life in their big house in California. But now, it looks like the very secret they were trying to hide is the thing that is causing the most trouble. A man named Tom Bower, who writes books about the royal family and their secrets, has just said something very big and very shocking. His new claims have started a giant argument that everyone is talking about. People are talking about it at work, at school, and all over the internet. The talk about Archie and Lilibet is louder than it has ever been before. People are sharing stories about hidden truths and mysterious things about how the kids are related to the royal family. These rumors are spreading like a fire in a dry forest. Before we talk more about this big mess, please make sure you subscribe to our channel and like this video. It helps you stay updated every time there is a new twist in this royal story. Now, let's get back to the news. Prince Harry and Meghan are right in the middle of a big drama again. But this time, it is not about an argument with the king or a deal with a movie company. This time, it is about their own kids. Tom Bower has just shared what might be his biggest secret yet. His new story has everyone arguing about whether Archie and Lilibet are really part of the royal family in the way we thought. People who believe his story say there have been many strange clues over the last few years. They say there are moments that just don't make sense and cannot be ignored anymore. Harry and Meghan once promised to keep their kids out of the bright lights of the cameras, but now their children are right in the center of one of the biggest royal storms ever seen. If it turns out that Meghan did not have the babies herself, or if Harry was not the real dad, then the kids cannot be in the line to be king or queen. To be a royal, you have to have the special royal blood. Without that, there is no way they can be official members of the family. Think about this for a minute. This is not just another small family fight or some drama between brothers. The question that is blowing up all over the internet is very simple but also very scary. Who are Archie and Lilibet really? For most normal families, even asking a question like that would feel very mean and way out of bounds. It is a very personal thing to talk about someone's children. But things are different when it comes to Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Almost everything they do seems like it was practiced many times. Their photos look very shiny and perfect, and every word they say feels like it was chosen very carefully for the cameras. Because of this, when people get curious, it feels different. Every time they post a picture or say something, people look at it like it is a hidden clue. They want to solve the mystery like detectives. And Tom Bower is not stopping. He is talking even more and making the mystery grow. He says that using a surrogate was not just a quiet medical choice, but a big royal secret that is hiding something even bigger. His big claims suggest that what we see on TV might not be what is really happening behind the big gates of their house in Montecito. That is a very wild thing to think about. When we talk about the royal family, things like who your parents are and your family line are not just family business. They are powerful symbols of history and who gets to be in charge. These kinds of claims do more than just start gossip. They shake the very ground that the royal family stands on. If even a tiny bit of what Tom Bower is saying is true, it could change how everyone looks at the whole royal system. Every royal title, every fancy fode, and every official news story now feels like it has a cloud of suspicion over it. Social media is going totally crazy. Some people want the truth to be told right now, while others think Tom Bower is just trying to cause trouble so he can sell more books. The arguments are very loud, and the ideas are getting wilder every day. And right in the middle of this big storm is Prince Harry, watching as the whole world asks questions about his life. Some people think Meghan is just using everything to get more attention and that she isn't being real. We have seen how she treats her own family and her old friends, so it makes people wonder. It looks like both Harry and Meghan have spent a long time acting like they are the ones being treated badly, but maybe they are actually the ones being mean. Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, is celebrating her daughter Lilibet's 4th birthday by showing some new photos. It is rare to see the little girl, and in this picture, she is with her dad, Prince Harry, and her mom. But you can't see the child's face very well because Harry and Meghan are very careful about keeping their 2 children private. On Instagram, Meghan wrote a message saying, "Happy birthday to our beautiful girl." She said that 4 years ago, Lilibet came into their lives and made everything brighter and better. But a writer discovered that Meghan had been looking for a rich and famous man in England for a long time before she met Harry. She wanted to be wealthy and famous, and she chose Harry because he was a fun prince that everyone liked. The prince who used to be so fun and could make everyone laugh is now stuck in a very bad situation where people are making fun of him and telling wild stories. The internet is full of funny pictures and memes about him. Some people tease him and say he has no idea what is going on, while others whisper that he might be helping keep the secret. It is very messy out there. News from their home in California says things are not going well. They say Harry is under a lot of pressure. He walks back and forth from room to room, gets angry at the people who work for him, and spends all his time looking at the news on his phone. Every new rumor seems to hurt him a little more and pulls him deeper into the trouble. The perfect fairy tale life that Harry and Meghan tried to build seems to be breaking into pieces right in front of everyone. The funny thing is that Harry is the one who used to give speeches about being happy and having a healthy mind. Now he looks like he can barely keep himself together. Every time he goes out in public, he looks sadder and more stressed. People say Meghan is not acting sad or showing any signs of being upset. Instead, she is acting like a coach in a big game. She is thinking about her strategy. She isn't crying or showing her feelings. She is just being very careful and calculating. It's like she is following a plan made in Hollywood for when things go wrong. People say her team of lawyers is ready to work at any time. They are sending letters to tell people to stop talking, and they are writing statements to try to keep everything quiet. It is a mix of staying silent but also using a lot of legal power. But here is the problem. While Meghan stays quiet, the internet just gets louder and louder. Every time she tries to stop the story, it just makes people more curious. The more they try to shut people up, the crazier the stories become. People online are acting like detectives. They are watching old videos, looking closely at every photo, and checking the dates of everything that happened. It is like the whole digital world is part of one big investigation. Now, people on social media are pointing out things that seem very suspicious. They are looking at the pictures from when she was pregnant and saying they look too perfect. They are looking at the dates and saying they don't quite match up. They are asking why there were no photos of her at the hospital and why the normal royal announcement was not made in the usual way. In people's minds, all these things are starting to add up to a big mystery. When you put all the facts next to each other, things look a lot more mysterious than they ever did before. Harry once said he hoped his children, Archie and Lilibet, would have a good life, but now people think they might not be able to because of all these decisions. Harry only comes back to the UK for very sad things like funerals or for court cases where he is arguing with people. He and Meghan need money now more than ever because they don't have any other way to get it. They are tied to their deals with Netflix and their books. All the mean things people say don't matter to them because that is the only way they can make their money. Some people say Harry is not very smart and that he is still very sad because his mom, Princess Diana, died when he was very young. He blames the media and the news for what happened to her, but many people think that is not true. He loved it when everyone cheered for him, especially when he was a soldier. But then people started to criticize him because he was seen acting silly or being loud in public. Fans are saying the whole story of their lives feels too perfect, like a movie script instead of something real. And once things look fake, people can't help but ask what is really going on. Every official photo is now being looked at very closely, piece by piece, and every statement they write seems to make people ask even more questions. The people who used to cheer for them are now split into two groups. One half still likes them and defends them, but the other half wants to know the truth. Critics are being very tough. They say Meghan and Harry could have just been honest years ago, but instead, they built a wall of secrets. Now that wall is falling down on them. The fairy tale escape from the palace, which once looked like a brave act of love, is starting to look very shaky. The more people dig into the story, the more problems they find. It is like watching a perfect picture slowly fall apart. Perfection never lasts forever, especially when the truth starts knocking on the door. Whether you believe the shocking stories or not, one thing is for sure. The silence from Prince Harry and Meghan Markle is saying a lot. Every time they don't say anything, the noise around them gets louder. Their refusal to talk about the rumors isn't making anyone feel better. It is making the whole world watch them even more closely. They are waiting for the moment when the truth finally comes out. Their silence is doing the opposite of what they wanted. It is creating a giant place where everyone is just guessing and telling stories. Fans and critics are all trying to fill in the blanks themselves. One of the biggest things people are noticing is how far away Archie and Lilibet are from the rest of the royal family. That gap is very hard to ignore. When you look at Prince William and his wife Catherine, their world feels very different. You see many happy family moments. You see cute photos with King Charles and Queen Camilla. You see sweet memories with the late Queen Elizabeth. There is a real connection that looks honest and full of love. It is what a close royal family should look like. But when it comes to Harry and Meghan's kids, it is like there is a wall of silence. There are no happy family photos. Archie and Lilibet don't play with their royal cousins, and they don't spend time with their grandparents. It is like those connections just don't exist in public. For a family that usually has the whole world watching them, that kind of emptiness is a very big deal. People are asking huge questions. Is this just a coincidence, or did the palace decide to stay away? Did Harry and Meghan decide to keep their kids away to protect them, or did the king's office make that choice? No one knows for sure, but the silence feels louder than any words. This whole scandal is not a surprise to everyone. People have been guessing about the children for many years. Some say what they did was a very bad thing and totally wrong. Harry's body language shows he is very uncomfortable as he gets deeper into this hole he dug for himself. There are two truths. The first truth is that Harry fell deeply in love with Meghan and was already talking about how he couldn't take his family back to the UK safely. This has affected him very deeply. He had hoped his children would have many memories in England, but now they won't. Every question that goes without an answer just adds another layer to the mystery. This mystery is not just silly gossip anymore. It is very serious. People inside the palace are whispering that this split has been going on for a long time. Behind the palace walls, they say decisions were made to keep everything looking neat and under control. But no matter who made the choices, the result is that two kids are growing up away from one of the most famous families on Earth. At this point, it is a full-blown royal mystery. Some people say that if they used a surrogate, that is a private thing and we should leave them alone. But other people say that when it comes to the royal family and who gets to be king, nothing stays private. Once titles and old traditions are involved, it becomes everyone's business. The silence from both sides is very loud now. Every day that goes by without an answer makes people even more curious. If this were just a normal family, no one would care. Families make choices like this all the time. But the whispers about where the babies came from won't stop. Now there are even rumors that donors were used, and that has really shocked the royal world. If those rumors are true and the biological connection is not what Harry and Meghan said, then this is not just normal family business. It could be like a giant earthquake for the royal family. The real truth is that this is not just gossip. It goes to the very heart of the monarchy. The line of succession is like the backbone of the crown. It is built on being clear, being legal, and being trusted. The monarchy stays strong because of stability and the bloodline. If there is even a small crack in that foundation, it could break everything. Every title and every connection to the throne could be questioned. That is something the palace cannot let happen. And we can't forget about Tom Bower. He is not just a random person on the internet. He has spent his whole life finding out the truth about powerful families. When he speaks, people listen because he usually finds things that others miss. This is why his new claims are being taken so seriously. The tension is very high right now. What makes it even scarier is that Tom Bower usually has evidence for what he says. He doesn't just say things for no reason. Many of his past stories that people didn't believe at first ended up being true. When someone like Tom Bower speaks, it is a warning. It means something big might be hiding in plain sight. His new claims are like a small spark that is turning into a big fire. If he is right, this could be the biggest royal secret in a long time. The fire is spreading fast through all the news and social media. If these claims are believed, it won't just hurt Harry and Meghan's reputation. It could take away their royal status completely. Imagine if the couple who left the palace to be free found out their whole story was erased from royal history. That idea is shocking to many people. But the real question is whether the crown itself can survive this storm. The palace might be getting ready for a big hit. But the silence from Harry and Meghan is what is really making things spin out of control. Even with all the rumors and chaos, they haven't said a single word to fix it. They haven't denied anything or explained anything. Their silence is like throwing gasoline on a fire. People online keep asking the same question. If you have nothing to hide, why don't you just prove it? That question is all over the internet. The longer they stay quiet, the more the silence feels like an answer we didn't expect. Some say Meghan has always been obsessed with money, and that is why she married Harry. It was a big disappointment for her to find out he didn't have as much money as she thought. People say she never planned to go to the hospital and wanted to have the baby at home. They say she tricked the public about when the baby was born. People also say she lied in her statements to the court. It is all very bizarre. Some writers love digging into the lives of people who want to hide their secrets. At first, it was just small whispers on the internet, but now it is everywhere. It is on TV and trending on social media. Talk shows are looking at every photo and every date. The internet has become a place for a big investigation. People are looking at old videos and comparing pictures. One thing everyone is talking about now is DNA testing. People are saying that if Harry and Meghan want to stop the rumors, they should just do a simple test. But since they haven't done it, things are getting worse. The pressure is building up. Newspapers keep asking why they won't respond. Even people who used to like them are starting to think something is wrong. This shift in how people feel is huge. It's not just random people anymore. Even experts are starting to take it apart. Every move they make is being watched for hidden meanings. For a couple who said they wanted to be honest and tell their truth, this silence feels very weird. It makes the world want to look even closer. The royal rumor mill is spinning faster than a top. Every second they stay quiet, the noise gets louder. What started as small whispers is now a global question mark. Every time Harry and Meghan refuse to talk, the fire burns hotter. Their image is being torn apart piece by piece. This is a big disaster for their brand. It's crazy to think about how they built their whole image on being a perfect family in a sunny California mansion. They sold a story about love, freedom, and being real. Every interview and photo was made to make them look happy and honest. But now that image is cracking. These are not small cracks that can be fixed easily. These are deep breaks that no team of experts can patch up. The people who used to like them for being honest are now wondering if any of it was ever real. It is starting to feel like the whole thing was a show from the start. Even their supporters are starting to worry that their home in Montecito is just a screen to hide the truth. For Harry, this is very personal because being a dad was his favorite thing. Being a dad gave Harry a reason to leave the royal world and start a new life. It was how he showed the world he was a good man, but now people are questioning that very thing. They are asking a very mean question. What if the kids aren't biologically his? That is a question that could hurt a man very deeply. Harry has told the world that being a dad gave him peace. But if that story is not true, his whole world could fall apart. His book, his speeches, and his interviews are all about being a dad who protects his family. If that foundation is not solid, everything he built will crumble. Every day they stay silent, that question stays alive and the storm gets bigger. Their fairy tale is standing on very shaky ground. The whole world is watching to see if it will all fall down. This is a direct hit to who Harry thinks he is. He used to be the young prince who walked behind his mom's coffin, and everyone felt so sorry for him. That moment made the world see him as a strong survivor. But now, he is being seen in two very different ways, and both are bad. In one story, he is a man who is being controlled by his wife. In the other story, he is a man who is helping hide a big secret to protect his brand. Neither story is nice. One makes him look weak, and the other makes him look like a liar. Both stories take away his power. People say the feeling inside their big mansion is very tense and full of fear. A house that was supposed to be a peaceful escape is now full of anxiety. The world that once liked him for his strength is now watching him struggle as his life starts to close in on him. What was supposed to be a calm home in California has turned into a place full of secrets. Sources say Harry is very restless. He walks around, looks at his phone all the time, and reads everything people say about him. He reportedly watches videos of people talking about his kids and reads the comments. It's like he is obsessed with a mystery he can't solve. The same people who used to cheer for him are now taking his life apart. Strangers are zooming in on photos and debating theories like it's a puzzle, and Harry can't seem to stop looking at it. The attention he tried to leave behind in England has followed him to America. This time, there are no palace gates to hide him. People say the tension between him and Meghan is very high. She is staying calm and focused on her plan, but Harry's feelings are all over the place. He is questioning who he can trust. Their new life of independence has turned into a pressure cooker. The man who promised to protect his family can't seem to protect their story. Friends say he is unraveling under the weight of it all. He stays up late, gets mad at his staff, and can't sleep. He is always on his phone. You can see the stress on his face every time he is caught on camera. The irony is that he is the prince of mental health who talked about healing. Now he is trapped in the very thing he told others to avoid. He looks cornered and torn between the image he made and the life he is living. While Harry is shaken, Meghan seems very different. She is cool and calculated. She is like a chess player planning her next move. She is trying to control the story using her lawyers. Meghan is sending out legal letters to try to stop the rumors, but every legal move seems to make things worse. Instead of making people quiet, it makes them suspicious. People ask, if there's nothing to hide, why are you so worried? Every legal threat just leads to more news stories, and the public remembers everything. They remember the Netflix shows and the interviews about being honest. That was the brand they sold. So when they stop talking about their kids, people see them as hypocrites. It looks like the image they built on being open is falling apart. What once felt like a story of courage now feels like a big illusion. People are saying it feels like a brand, not the truth. When an illusion cracks, it hits very hard. Every smile and every word now feels like it was part of a script. And through all this, the royal family is silent. No one has stepped up to help Harry or Meghan. It is like the king and the rest of the family have decided to step back and let the storm hit them. This silence is very loud. For a family that is usually very careful about what they say, this lack of support says everything. It feels like a plan. The royals are watching from the shadows, and their silence might be their most powerful move. It seems like King Charles has been told to stay away. Even a small gesture could cause a big mess. The monarchy cannot take that risk. So they are watching and waiting. What once looked like a divided family now looks like a family protecting itself. Behind the palace walls, they are making plans to protect the crown from the scandal. They are preparing for the worst while looking calm in public. Meanwhile, the Sussexes are alone in the storm. Private talks are happening behind closed doors that are very serious. They are talking about things like the line of succession and legal problems. The silence on the outside hides the panic on the inside. Now the whispers are about political problems. People are asking what happens if Archie and Lilibet were not born the traditional way. What would that mean for their titles? Could they be taken out of the line of succession? No one is giving a straight answer. The fact that these talks are happening at all is a very big deal. It means the situation is serious enough to make the king rethink everything. Legal advisors and top officials are meeting to figure out how to protect the monarchy if things get even worse. This is not just a normal media plan, it is crisis management. Lineage and bloodlines are everything to the royal family. If that is shaken, the whole system could fall apart. The fear is not just about a scandal, but about the future of the crown. The Sussex fairy tale is falling apart right in front of us. The story of the brave prince and the modern Duchess is collapsing under its own secrets. Every time they avoid the truth, the pressure grows. It might all come down to one choice: take a DNA test or don't. One would end the rumors, but the other guarantees they will never stop. Questions about royal bloodlines never just go away. They stay and they change how people remember you. For Harry and Meghan, this is the most important moment of their new life. They built their whole world on a story of honesty and freedom. But now that story is being tested. The world is watching and the silence is heavy. What started as a fairy tale is turning into a royal reckoning. Their next move will decide if they are remembered for being brave or for hiding a secret. Rumors get written into history, and right now, their story could go either way. Who are Archie and Lilibet really? That is the mystery no one can solve. The couple who promised to be real is now facing a big test. Every time they are in public, their smiles look a little too practiced. Old videos now look like puzzles with missing pieces. The image of the power couple is slipping away and a cloud of doubt is taking its place. People wonder if Harry is a victim or if he helped write the story. Either way, it could be a massive scandal. Until the truth is told, the rumors will keep echoing through history. They will be talked about in movies and on TV for many years. Unless they face it, the doubts will never go away. They will be like a dark shadow over their whole legacy. The story has turned into a storm that won't calm down. It has become one of the most intense royal stories ever. Everything now comes down to truth versus image. The silence from Harry and Meghan is no longer mysterious. It is deafening, and the world is tired of waiting. Every dodge and every PR statement adds another layer to the mystery. The fairy tale couple is facing a reckoning. Unless the truth comes out, they might be remembered for the secret they tried to hide. People want clarity. They want to know how a story of honesty got so messy. There is no turning back now. This moment will be in the royal history books forever. They are at a crossroads. One way leads to truth, and the other leads to more silence and doubt. As Tom Bower's claims spread everywhere, the palace stays quiet. The public wants answers that don't come. This is not just a tabloid story, it is a global debate about truth and legacy. Every secret is heavy and every silence is loud. What happens next? That is the big question. Maybe they will finally speak up and fix their story, or maybe they will stay quiet and let the world finish it for them. Their legacy will be decided by what they do now. The fairy tale is covered in cracks that everyone can see. Until the truth comes out, the rumors will spread like wildfire through every conversation. Will the truth save them, or will the silence end it all? No matter what you believe, this moment has changed the royals forever. The image of perfection is gone. The story of love and freedom has been shaken. The next chapter is being written right now, and it is going to be even more explosive. The truth is in the air, the silence is heavy, and the world is watching. Before you go, hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss the next part of the story. Tell us what you think in the comments. Is this a secret cover-up or just a big misunderstanding? This story is far from over, and the next part is going to shake things up even more. We have to look at the facts. When a baby is born in the royal family, there is usually a lot of proof. There are doctors who sign papers and announcements on a big easel at the palace. But with Archie and Lilibet, things were done differently. Harry and Meghan wanted to do things their own way. They said they wanted privacy, but that made people suspicious. If you follow the rules, no one asks questions. When you break the rules, everyone wonders why. This is why the rumors about surrogacy won't stop. In the royal family, you have to be born of the body to be in line for the throne. If a surrogate was used, the rules say those children cannot be royal in the same way. That is a very big rule that has been around for hundreds of years. Tom Bower says that Harry was tricked, but others say he knew what was happening. It is a very sad story either way. Harry has always been a bit of a rebel, but this is much bigger than just wearing the wrong clothes or staying out late. This is about the future of the monarchy. If the people can't trust the royal bloodline, they might start to wonder if they even need a king at all. This is why the palace is so worried. They need people to believe in the family. Meghan has always wanted to be a superstar, and she treated her royal life like a movie role. But being a royal is not a movie. It is a serious job with many rules. Harry seems to be caught between his old life and his new life. He misses his home in England, but he also wants to support his wife. It is a very difficult place to be. You can see it in his eyes. He looks like he is carrying a very heavy backpack all the time. Meghan looks like she is ready for a fight, but Harry looks like he just wants to rest. The more the news talks about them, the more they pull apart. The dream of a quiet life in California has turned into a nightmare of headlines and lawsuits. They thought they could leave the drama behind, but they brought it with them. Now it is bigger than ever. Kids, Archie and Lilibet, are caught in the middle. They are just little children who deserve a happy life. But their names are being used in all these big arguments. One day they will grow up and read all these things about themselves. That is the saddest part of the whole story. Harry and Meghan say they are doing this to protect them, but it seems like the secrets are causing more harm than good. If they had just been open from the start, maybe things would be different. But now the mystery is too big to ignore. The whole world is waiting for the truth to come out, and until it does, no one will be able to move on. The royal family is like a giant puzzle, and every piece has to fit perfectly. If one piece is missing or the wrong shape, the whole picture is ruined. Archie and Lilibet are very important pieces of that puzzle. If they don't fit, the whole monarchy has a problem. This is why the DNA test is such a big topic. It would be the final piece of the puzzle. But for some reason, Harry and Meghan don't want to show it. That makes people think the piece is the wrong shape. The longer they wait, the more people think they are hiding something. It is a very tough situation for everyone involved. In the end, we all just want to know the truth. We want to know that the stories we were told are real. We want to believe in the fairy tale, but it is hard when there are so many secrets. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have a lot of work to do if they want to fix their reputation. They have to decide what is more important, their privacy or the truth. It is a choice that will change their lives forever. We will be right here to tell you what happens next. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the royal world. It is a place of wonder, but also a place of many mysteries. We hope you have a great day, and we will see you very soon in the next video. Stay curious and keep watching the news.